everyone, I'm Brianna. I have a question for you. It's about trust. Who do you trust? I trust my parents to take care of me. I trust my friend to tell me the truth. I trust my teachers to help me learn. Do you think you can trust God? Does God keep his promises? Yes. Let's watch today's story about a king named Ahaz who didn't trust God.
Ahaz was the king of Judah. He was not a good king. He did not do what was right. Ahaz made sacrifices and offerings to idols, people and things that are not the one true God. When Ahaz was king, the king of Israel made a deal with the king of Syria. They agreed to protect each other in battles against their enemies. King Ahaz gave silver and gold to the king of Assyria. Assyria was a strong nation, and the king agreed to protect Judah. One day, Ahaz heard that the kings of Israel and Syria were coming to Judah. Their armies were going to attack Jerusalem. Ahaz was afraid. But Ahaz didn't need to be afraid. He should have trusted God. God had promised his ancestor, King David, that he would be with his people. God sent the prophet Isaiah and Isaiah's son to talk to Ahaz. God's message for Ahaz was this: pay attention and be quiet. Trust God. Be confident that God will take care of you. God had good news for Ahaz. The kings of Israel and Syria are planning to attack Jerusalem and make someone else king, but this won't happen, God said. If you do not trust me, you will not last. God spoke through Isaiah and said to Ahaz, ask me to give you a sign. But Ahaz did not ask for a sign. Then Isaiah said, listen, God is going to give you a sign anyway. Here is the sign. A virgin will have a baby. She will name the baby Emmanuel. Isaiah told Ahaz that very soon the kings of Israel and Syria would not be a threat to Judah. But, Isaiah continued, God's judgment is coming. He is going to judge you and the people of Judah. You have not seen judgment like this since Solomon's kingdom was divided into Israel and Judah. The king of Assyria and his strong army is coming to attack. On that day, God will send armies of your enemies to Judah. The Assyrians will come from the north, and the Egyptians will come from the south. You won't be able to get away from them, Isaiah said. Through the prophet Isaiah, God promised to send Emmanuel, which means God with us. Jesus fulfilled this promise, and when he came to earth, was born of a virgin. Jesus is our Emmanuel, God with us.
Did you hear that? Isaiah said that a baby was going to be born named Emmanuel. God kept his promise. Who is our Emmanuel? Do you know? Jesus is. Jesus is God with us.